Welcome back, Mr. Sidharth Routray. And we will now discuss more about mountaineering and what you have climbed the highest mountain in each continent. So please explain in
Right.
more detail about that. What are the difficulties? And you told in some of the places there are people to help you as a guide, that they go with you, they help you. Please tell in more detail about that.
So Seven Summit is a dream for all mountaineers mostly because you go and climb the highest peak in each continent. So for Asia, it is Mount Everest. For Australia, it is Mount Kosciuszko. For Africa, it is Kilimanjaro. For South America, it is Aconcagua. For North America, it is Mount Denali. For Europe, it is Elbrus, and for Antarctica, it is Mount Vinson. Uh, most mountaineers, not only difficult physically, it's also very difficult financially. You know, you almost end up spending around $200,000 or more uh, climbing these mountains. And since it's a personal sport, it's a personal, you know, achievement you are going to make. Uh, so you kind of have to spend on your own, unless you are a very professional, unless some countries in Europe and all, some companies in US, they support. Otherwise, it's financially very difficult. So you have to work hard, save a lot before you dream of climbing these seven peaks. I think none of the ODF has ever done such a thing. I had a dream that I want to take Sri Jagannath Patita Pavan Bana and put it on top of the wall. So I went on to this. Denali I had to do twice because it's difficult. First time we failed, so I had to go back and do it again. Elbrus also I had to do twice because the weather was bad, so I had to go back and do Elbrus in Europe twice. Uh, then I climbed a lot of mountains in Colorado and California, so that made me fit. You know, once I climbed more than 200 peaks in US, I was confident that now is the time to go and grab the big ones.
So when you climbed the mountain in like you told 200 peaks in America, so how taller they were and how much time you took to climb to each of them on an average?
So there's two ways, you know. The we first I started climbing in the summer. So most mountains in US are around 14,000 feet. It takes a day to go up and down. So let's say around 20 hours. So you start around midnight, you climb a mountain, and you're back uh, by evening, next day evening. And then there are climbs in the winter because once you want to try for Everest and all, you have to start learning winter climbs. Then you literally go in minus 20, minus 30 degrees. You spend 1 or 2 days, 3 days to climb one peak in the snow, in the ice. So it depends. When it is summer, I climb a lot of mountains, one mountain almost every day. And in winter, we plan and we take our time to climb mountains.
So when you are climbing, are you climbing alone or you are climbing with a group of people?
Generally, with a group of people, it's not advised to go in a winter snow and ice alone. Uh, although I have done so many peaks alone, because sometimes what happens is the person with you or 2 or 3 people with you, one of them is not able to make it that way. He feels bad. So someone has to take him down, then you are left alone. Many times, depending on the weather, I try to finish the peak on my own. So I've done a lot of solo peaks. Sometimes I carry the person down, so for friends with me, he goes does the do generous in such extreme conditions. You should always have one or two people with you.
So these people you find at the base of that mountain, or you first make a connection with the app or online or from your people
Yeah, I
interested
think
in office or neighborhood.
meetup is a very nice place to start with. Uh, but I started making friends while climbing, because uh, let's say in Los Angeles, I started uh, climbing, and then I started seeing the routes. I tried to started learning like how you find route, how do you I didn't know anyone. But slowly and slowly, I started making friends on the route. And then after maybe 3, 4 years of making a lot of friends, then this meetup thing came up. That was a brilliant idea by someone. So then a lot of groups started forming on meetup, and then they started posting like, okay, we're climbing this peak in Sierra this weekend. Some group is climbing a big mountain in say next to San Jacinto, or someone going to Colorado climbing mountain. So you started knowing all the things happening because they are all in your friends group. Mm. So you get a lot of messages. Then you feel, if you have time, more time, you pick that one or this one. And slowly you are known in the community that, there's a big, nice hiker from India, or he calls he's good in directions, or if he can help. So you make a lot of friends, definitely.
Good to know. So in your earlier talk, you told that there is no rescue operation. I think after 18,000 miles, 18,000 feet height or 20,000 feet height. So when you are
It's difficult because helicopters can't fly. Yes, yes.
so yes, so when you went to those high mountains, you might have seen some of the people already dead and they cannot be rescued. So is it scary? Do you still feel it's worth going? What is your experience in related to that?
In big mountains like Everest or any Himalayan peak which is more than 20,000 feet, you generally find the dead bodies and they don't decay. So they literally, someone will be sleeping, someone will be sitting, someone will be inside the ice. You see his hand only, someone will see his leg coming out. Hmm. I think you just have to ignore, uh, pray for them, and then just go ahead. Because helicopters can fly beyond 17,000 feet. Although they're trying to fly helicopters to 20,000 feet with some modifications nowadays, but many mountains are even more than 20,000 feet. So their rescue cannot happen. If rescue happens, it's very costly. They cannot save your life. They might pull down your body just through ropes and all, and then a helicopter picks the body up. So it is, since it is so costly and so dangerous, so they leave the dead bodies up there like that. So we generally call them like, a part of the mountain. They're like god or goddesses, whoever is dead there. You just worship them and keep going at it.
So did your family member know about all these things when you were climbing, and did they allow you?
No, you don't tell all these things to family members. Generally Indian family or a Odia family will be scared to death. But I think this is not the scary part. The scary part is not preparing. Most people die because they're not prepared. Most people die because they take it lightly. Most people die because they don't have good equipments. Most people die because they don't have enough money to support the expedition.
So when did you start climbing? At what age? And when did
I
you
started
complete your
climbing in
last?
NDA.
Okay.
Climbing mountains, I started climbing right from National Defense Academy.
Mhm. No,
All the
but
peaks in the Western Ghats, yeah. Around NDA, I used to go in the night, early night, and then I used to climb peaks in National Defense Academy itself. And then it continued. Any time I got, my weekends are generally packed. Uh, I work 5 days. I have to get out of house and do some adventure in the weekend. So I climbed almost every week.
okay. So you told when we go up, then the oxygen level decreases gradually. So till what height the oxygen level is okay and we can go without mask? Like 20,000 feet
I think
or
up to 21,000 feet, you're still good enough to go without oxygen. After that, if you are super strong and you prepared yourself, then you can still go all the way up to the top without oxygen. But they generally don't um, allow that uh, because it's risky. Your life is at risk. So most guides and most expedition managers, they will force you, like, no, no, you cannot go without oxygen. You have to carry oxygen. Um,
so in your
so
earlier,
beyond 20,
please tell.
got disconnected.
Yes, I think for 1 minute it was there was internet issue.
Okay.
So in one of your earlier talk, you mentioned that when we go up, there is no connection. It's just like mobile connection or something. Then you have to depend on the satellite phones to communicate with your family, where about you are, how far, whether you are moving or not. So tell us a little bit about that.
It's a nice device, which where you can send your position, wherever you are in the world, you can send your position to your family through a text message via satellite. Mm. So that's the only way of communication in these mountains because there's no cell phone tower. Uh, the only way is to connect through a satellite or through a Garmin device.
Very good, good to know. So you work for almost 20-25 years in the software industry, then you decided to start entrepreneurship and you have 2-3 companies. Please tell about those companies and why did you think to do those companies? And I think those are not software companies. And why did you not plan in software companies? Why you planned in some other areas of um, entrepreneurship?
Woody Allen. Hmm?
Hello,
हाँ हाँ
we can
हाँ मैं
continue.
खेला था हाँ
Yes, so please tell about your entrepreneurship.
I had some great ideas about first. I came back to do organic farming in Odisha because I thought there's a lot of opportunity around that. A lot of our districts are so biodiversified. They're full of jungles. There are a lot of tribal people doing organic farming on their own itself. Very way traditional farming. So I thought that will be a good way to start something to do for the country and export them to US and UK. So I started doing spice exports from here. I still continue to do in smaller amounts, but the idea didn't succeed the way I was thinking it will. Then since I'm from the defense background, I started a security and manpower agency. I trained a lot of security guards, and that picked up. So we have around 2,000 plus security guards working in that company. And then my wife is an Ayurvedic doctor. So even Ayurveda has a lot of hope and a lot of potential. So we have one of the best Ayurvedic clinic and health spa in Bhubaneswar. So I started three odd businesses here and they are doing okay. Yeah.
Good to know. So, um, when you are hiring someone for different organization, there is a different requirement. But overall, what do you see? Like what you will suggest to the people who are applying for job as a fresher?
Quality of people in Odisha is really looking for the quality they have. I rather start looking for their attitude. Are they positive? Like whatever I learned from the army, I try to do the same here while hiring. Yeah. Will they be loyal? Will they be truthful? Are they positive? Do they have initiative? Do they have problem solving skills? So I basically stopped looking at their resume. I stopped looking at their education. I literally grill them on these factors. I
How do
give
you know?
them, spot.
How do you know if someone
Let's
will be
say,
loyal?
uh, basically, what I do is I put people in a lot of situation tests. So I'll create a imaginary problem and ask them, you are the manager. Now you solve it. And then I start drilling on those imaginary situations. You'll come to know, how he's handling. Is he avoiding? Is he trying to be smart? Is he trying to put the blame on someone else? So you'll know these people will be truthful. Once he's truthful, he'll be loyal.
Very good, very good. Good to know. So, you have done so much ultra sports, and do you plan something to start in like training people in Odisha or India, so that there are a lot of marathon, Ironman, and Ultraman
I think
running
people have
in.
already started. Yeah, people have already started doing it. I see a lot of cyclists now. They have a lot of different races on cycle. I see still swimming is a big weakness in Odisha. I will try to train people. I did actually. Uh, I gave myself for free for many people, but later on I realized it's not working. Nothing should come free. People are not taking it seriously. But yeah, I plan to teach people. A lot of runners have come up. So India is changing too. Anyone who is a little established, I think he is getting into adventure sports. So this industry is going to boom like anything. So I will be part of that industry.
So you told you when you are preparing for Ironman and Ultraman, you were practicing like 2 hours of swimming. So did you practice swimming in the lake and ocean, or it was practicing in the swimming
Both,
pool?
both, both. I used to go and swim in Santa Cruz in the Pacific Ocean for like 2, 3 miles. You go into the ocean and back. I used to swim in the lake. Like, we have Lake Tahoe in summer. We have, Folsom Lake in Sacramento. Nice place to swim. And then on a regular work day, a time I go to gym and swim laps, 200 laps, 100 laps, like that.
Okay, very good, very good. Good to know. So you have done NDA, you have done this ultra sports, you have worked in software industry, and now you are planning to enter into the politics. So do you think it will be it will be interesting comparison to your other previous experiences?
I have for politics will be the most difficult. Uh, I want to introduce clean politics. So people here are not used to clean politics.